Welcome, welcome, welcome to your day 8 practice of the magic ingredient of the magic book and day 11 since we began this beautiful book. So, today in this day 8, if you see the components, the name of the book is the name of the chapter is a magic ingredient. And you look in the left, there's a beautiful cup, a transparent cup which got tea inside, and there is this magic ingredient around it. There's magic, magic, magic. So let's understand what is coming our way. Today, you're officially entering in the second week of the magical practices. 7 practices done. Eighth, you're beginning. The eighth is the magical ingredient. A thankful heart hath a continual feast, says W.J. Cameron, journalist and businessman. What does this mean? Simply that if we are grateful from our heart, our life is going to be nothing but a series of celebrations. We'll have a feast, a ball for time because we are grateful. So life will just become magical. Whatever we want will come true. Now let's understand the science behind this, the logic behind it. I'm going to read what Rhonda Byrne says and explain to you when required. Giving thanks for food before you eat is a tradition that has been followed for thousands of years, dating back to the ancient Egyptians. With the fast pace of life in the 21st century, taking the time to give thanks for a meal has more often than not been left behind. So let's understand that life has been wonderful and saying thanks to the food has been not only now, it's been a culture for much more than thousands of years. But this simple act of eating and drinking as an opportunity to be grateful will increase the magic in your life exponentially. So let's understand that if we can thank our food, if we can thank the water intake or any liquid intake before we drink it, before we eat it, our magic in our life will be the next level. It's so simple, but so powerful. So let's understand. And if you can remember back, maybe your grandparents, maybe their parents, if you've seen maybe even the Panditjis or these priests, they always put a ring of water around their food, energize it, and they fold their hands and they say thank you before they eat a meal. Why is this there? It's been there in the Indian tradition for as long as humanity exists. So it's been part of our culture. Unfortunately, it's been lost. But the results are magical if you start being grateful. So, yes, there may be some students here and some youngsters who say, we can't be praying in front of our food. Our friends make fun of us. Okay, I understand. Let's not do that. What can we do? Closing your eyes for a fraction of seconds and just being grateful from your heart. Now that doesn't take some kind of gestures, right? You can just do it in your heart. You don't have to fold your hands, no namaste, nothing. You can just do it in your heart. So you don't have to really have gestures. Remember, it's from your heart. So if you're happy from your heart, you're thankful from your heart, that's more than enough. You don't need any kind of sign language. If you think about a time when you were really hungry, you'll remember that you could not think or function normally. Your body felt weak. You might have started to tremble. Your mind became confused and your feelings plummeted. All of this can happen after not eating for just a few hours. You need food to live, to think, to feel good. So there is a great deal to be grateful for about food. So, yes, Rhonda Byrne simply tells us to go to a day when you're fasting for a full day and you want to have a meal, but you're unable to have for whatever reasons. How weak you feel, how you feel. So yes, food is important, and to be thankful for it is even more important. Remember, you are getting a cooked meal. Whether you're cooking yourself, you have the ingredients. So much is coming in your life, which is in the form of food. So please thank it. To feel even more gratitude for food, take a moment to think about all the people who contributed to it. You are having food to eat. For you to have fresh fruit and vegetables, the growers had to plant and nurture the fruit and vegetables with continuous watering, protecting them from over many months until they were ready for harvesting. When there are the pickers, the packers, the distributors, and the transportation people who drive enormous distances day and night, all of them working together in perfect harmony to ensure that every fruit and vegetable is delivered fresh to you and is available year round. So right now you go to your local sabji vendor or they come over to your place and they sell you something worth 60 bucks a kilo or 50 bucks a kilo. And how is it happening? Somebody has taken the seeds, grown them on a fertile soil. First of all, they've plowed the soil, they made it fertile, they've just then planted the seeds, they've nurtured them by watering them, they've grown, they kept them pesticide free, they kept them fresh so no animals or birds can pick on your food, so the food is fresh. Then when it was ripe, they've taken it off before it rots in the plant. Then it's packed. Then it travels from that village to maybe the city, and from that city to maybe your larger city. So much of distribution chain is around that. And the transporters, you know what? They drive nights and days to get them fresh with you. Imagine on the timeline they have, because food is perishable. To keep the food's energy intact, they bring it right in the night. Imagine, and yet in the morning when you wake up, you have fresh food delivered to you. So that's something to be so grateful about. Let's understand that we have this fruit and vegetable and anything that we eat and drink available to us 24/7. So remember when there was pandemic, you had to store food. Nothing fresh came in. How was life then? And how is life now? So we have a lot to be grateful for. Now let's go in the next section where we talk about the thing. Can you all please mute yourself? Think about the meat growers, fishermen, dairy farmers, coffee and tea growers, and all the packaged food companies who work tirelessly to produce the food we eat. The world's food production is a breathtaking orchestration that takes place every day, and it's unfathomable that it also works when you think about the number of people involved in maintaining the world's food and drink supplies to stores, restaurants, supermarkets, cafes, airplanes, schools, hospitals, and every home on the planet. So think about it. The tea is growing in Assam per se, but it's coming to you in Delhi or wherever you live in. The coffee is probably grown in Sankleshwar, probably in somewhere, down south. Again, it's coming to you here. So many packaging industries are involved, and they're tirelessly bringing you food. Isn't that kind of wonderful? Look at the planning, the complete detailing, and yet we forget to thank them. So how ironic. Let's go back to our roots and thank the entire food chain. For this, if you believe in the Hindi version, we can always see Anna Data Devo Bhava. It's a chant, single line thing. Anna Data means Anaj, An is Anaj, Data is the giver. The giver means the grower, the transporters, the pluckers, the agents, the vendors, everyone, it will come in Anna Data. Even the person who's bought the vegetables, brought to your house, cooked them and served on your plate, right? So everyone is Annadata. Devo Bhava matlab, you are like akin to God for us, and thank you so much. Or you can say Annadata Sukhi Bhava. So all of you, whoever are in the chain of this food industry, please be happy. So whichever you prefer, maybe you can say that one little line before you partake your meal, your first bite, in your mind. So just be grateful for them. Food is a gift. It's a gift of nature because there would be nothing for any one of us to eat if nature didn't supply us with the soil, nutrients, and water to grow food. So, very important to understand that it is so amazing. Without water, there would be no food, no vegetation, no animals, or no human life. We use water to cook our meals, grow our food, maintain our gardens, supply our bathrooms, sustain every vehicle that moves, support our hospitals, fuel, mining, and manufacturing industries. Water helps us enable transportation, makes our roads, makes our clothes, makes consumer products like appliances on the planet, and every possible thing, so much so, even makes plastic, glass, and metal. It also helps in making life saving medications. It builds our homes and every other building and structure. And water keeps our bodies alive. Water, water, water. Glorious water. So, if all of you know it, it's a very known fact. If you don't know it, you could still know it now. 70% of our body is made of water. And yet, we don't even thank this water. Water is truly a gift. Food is, yes. Food is also partially water. If the vegetables do not have water in them, so when you cut a tomato or tomato, whatever you call it, if you cut it, you get this juice out. What is that juice? It's nothing but a form of water. You cut so many vegetables, they're supple, they're soft. How? If you keep them to dry in under the sun, they will become hard and uncuttable, and they would be just so bad. So every food that we are partaking has water in it, and water keeps our bodies alive. So let's understand the miracle of water. If there is magic on this planet, it is contained in water, says Lauren Isley. She was an anthropologist and a natural science writer. So how wonderful, right? So let's be thankful for the water. So before you drink so what I have been doing for a long time is I have bottles and I have just put one affirmation there. Like I'm grateful for the gift of water, or I'm grateful and blessed, or I'm thankful, and I only drink from that water, from that bottle. So once the bottle is over, again gets refilled. So there are 2, 3 bottles that I keep with me. So maybe if you want to be thankful for water initially, maybe you could start from there. Just keep your energized water. And if you're anyways a thankful person, then no problem. Then maybe you're drinking from your glass or lota or however from your aquaguards, fresh water drain, whatever, then it's fine. But to get in the practice of saying thank you, maybe do that. So that would be a beautiful idea. So what I've also done is, just for in some way to have an idea, I've dotted my plate that I eat from with like a stain of a nail paint from the backside. So it's a transparent bottle. It's a transparent plate. So I remember it and have to say thank you. So maybe that's one way initially to get into saying gratitude from your heart. Where would we be without food and water? We simply wouldn't be there. None of our family or friends would be here either. We wouldn't have this day or any day tomorrow. But here we are on this beautiful planet together, living life with its challenges and ecstatic joys because of nature's gifts of food and water. To say the simple magic words, thank you, before you eat or drink anything is an act of recognition and gratitude for the miracle of food and water. So, yes, merely saying the magic words thank you before we eat or drink is one form of recognizing that we are grateful because food and water is magical, it's full of miracles, and we are grateful for this beautiful gift. The incredible thing is that when you're grateful for food and water, it doesn't just affect your life, gratitude also impacts the world supply. So, to make this clearer, if I'm thankful for the food that I'm having, I'm also thankful in increasing the supply of food in the universe, in the world, on Mother Earth, on the planet, because my thank you is becoming like a boomerang effect. Can I please request everyone to mute? I can hear your waters drilling down. Please remember Galaxy A50. It's just not fair to be not muting yourselves. All right. So understand there is magic on this planet, and it's very important to understand that food is magical. It's incredible. It's got miracle. So we cannot take ourselves and our food for granted. Also, if you see, especially in India, you have these langars. People are feeding food, community feeding. So they are seeing gratitude for the food that they have, and they're doing that as a savor, as a social commitment. And what's happening? If you ever have observed those people, if they cook food for 200 people, 300 people eat in that. Why? Mass gratitude. It is implying and affecting the entire supply of the food in the world. So, if enough people feel gratitude for food and water, it would actually help the people who are starving and great need. So, there'll be food available for them by magic. By law of attraction and Newton's law of action and reaction, the action of mass gratitude must produce an equal mass reaction, which would change the circumstance of scarcity of food and water for everyone on this planet. So, very important to understand that if we really want the supply chain to become better and us to become better, if we are grateful, we're not only being grateful for our food that we are taking, but also helping the others. So, please, what are we waiting for? Let's start. In addition, your gratitude for food and water keeps the magic continuing in your life, and it'll weave its golden thread, glorious golden thread, through everything that is clear and dear to you, everything that you love and everything that you're dreaming of. In ancient times, people believed that when they blessed their food and water with gratitude, it purified whatever they were blessing. And when you look at the theories and discoveries that quantum physics have made in recent time, such as the observer's effect, the ancients may very well have been right. The observer's effect in quantum physics refers to changes that the act of observation makes on whatever is being observed. So imagine if focusing gratitude on your food and drinks changed the energy structure and purified them, so that everything you consumed had the ultimate effect of well being on your body. So isn't that magical? By merely observing, seeing your food and water and being grateful for it, the quantum physics is changing. The structure of your water and food is changing. And that same structured, gratitude structured water or food is entering your body, enriching it, and giving you the ultimate effect of well being. So, how magical. So, please look at the advantages for it. So, start it now. One of the ways to experience the magic of gratitude instantly with food and drinks is to really savor what you're eating or drinking. So, how do you savor it? Again, as I said, I've lined up my plate with dots. So, I'm grateful for it and I chew my food. So, if I'm looking at my mobile or my laptop, and if I'm eating food, if I'm talking to everyone around and I'm eating my food, what will happen? Will you remember the taste of what you ate? That maybe that bite of lasagna or maybe that falka paratha that you're eating. Will you remember the taste? No, you just organically, like you're just mechanically eating. You have no idea. But when you start savoring the taste and you start savoring drinks, you're appreciating them and you're being grateful. As an experiment, next time you're in the middle of eating food or drinking any liquid, when you take a mouthful, concentrate on the taste of the food in your mouth or the flavor of the liquid before you swallow it. So in a live class, usually, what I do when it's an interactive class, I tell everyone, please take a glass of water, sip it gradually, and say thank you. You know what people tell me? Ma'am, it tasted so much more sweeter. So why? Gratitude is adding more flavor to it. So imagine the power of gratitude. For people who've done the manifestation class with me or Dr. Emoto's experiment or even anything else, there's so many which are available online. Please see the experiment. When you say grateful things and feel that for your food, it just changes its quality. So now the same food, you'll find that when you focus on the food or drink in your mouth and savor it, the flavors seem to explode. And when you don't focus, the flavors weaken dramatically. So the same thing may have tasted yummy one day. No, that it was too tasty. So for all you know, that day you were really anxious to eat it and you were like, wow, 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 thank you, thank you, thank you. I really want to eat it and it's yum. So remember, your energy matters. It's your energy of focus and gratitude that instantly enhances the flavor. So, again, very important to understand this. Before you eat or drink anything today, whether you're about to eat a meal, a piece of fruit, a snack, or have a drink or anything, including water, take a moment to look at what you're eating or drinking and in your mind, or just say aloud the magic words, thank you. And if you can, just take one mouthful, really savoring it. It will not only increase your enjoyment, it will help you to feel far more gratitude. Today's assignment is clear. Of course, we will be reading about this in the assignment section as well. So, what we can also try is that helps us to make magic even feel more gratitude. When I say the magic words, I wave my fingers over my food or drink as if I'm sprinkling them with magical dust. So, imagine yourself sprinkling salt with your hands. That's the way magical dust you are kind of sprinkling. And I imagine that the magic dust instantly purifies everything it touches. Doing this has helped me really feel the gratitude is a magic ingredient, and I want to add it to everything I drink and eat. If you find it more effective, you could imagine that you have a shaker of magic dust in your hand, something like similar to your salt shakers or pepper shakers, and you're shaking the magic dust out of the shaker all over your food before you eat it and into every drink. If at any time during the day you forget to say the magic words thank you before you eat or drink anything, as soon as you remember, close your eyes, go back to your mind to the time that you forgot about it, visualize yourself in your mind for a second or two before you ate or drank, and say the magic words thank you. So we have a lifeline. If we forget to say gratitude for a meal before we are taking it, we can even think about it later. Oh, this is what I had. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. And this way, we are undoing our forgetfulness. So if you forget to be grateful for food and drinks multiple times a day, then repeat the same practice tomorrow. You can't afford to miss it. A single day, why? Because you're building your gratitude. Your dreams depend upon it. Being grateful for simple things in life is like food and water, is one of the deepest expressions of gratitude. And when you feel that degree of gratitude, you will see the magic happen. So, more power to us today when we talk about this magical ingredient. Today, when we think about our food and our water and how we mere thank you for it will be effective. So, now we come to the magic practice number 8. It's a 3 point program, the magical ingredient. One, let's count our blessings. Let's write 10 blessings and let's write the reason why we're grateful. Let's reread them again at the end of each blessing, feeling more intensity for it, feeling that we are really blessed. Let's say the magical words, thank you, thank you, thank you. So by the end of your morning section, you've done three blessings and you've said 30 times thank you. Second, before you eat or drink anything today, take a moment to look at what you're about to eat or drink. And in your mind, say out loud, say the magic words, thank you. So just before we eat, we can say the magic words, thank you. If you want, we can sprinkle that with food or drink with that magical dust. So thank you before we eat, before we drink. Lastly, just before we go to bed tonight, we hold a magic rock in one hand and we say the magic words, thank you, thank you, thank you, the best thing that happened during the day. With this, we conclude today's session. If there are any questions, I'm happy to answer. If not, we're good to go. So thank you for coming. Please remember, health is beautiful. Food is amazing. Water is even more amazing because it constitutes a lot of our energy, the way our bodies are built. So let's be grateful for the water and the food that we drink today, not only today, forever in our life. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow at 6:25, 6:30, tomorrow for a magical chapter number 9. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your time.